Hello everyone, in this audio, I will explain how I create my fish sketch. So first, I open the sketch app and then I use a basic pencil or a freehand tool to outline the shape of a fish, and I carefully draw a body, tail, fins, and eyes without adding any color. I made sure that the lines were clean and follow the natural shape of a fish. Next, I draw another fish and then I carefully draw the body, tail, fins, and eyes, and I also added a color, and I used the fill tool and brush tool to color the body, fins, and details. I also shaded certain areas to give the fish more deep and light. For the 2D version, I refined the shape using line tools and symmetry tools. I added clean outlines and solid colors, making sure that the fish look flat but neatly designed. I keep the style simple, use layers to separate the base color, details, and outlines. So this is how I do my 2D fish sketch. Finally, for the 3D version, I use shading and highlights to make the fish look realistic. I added light shadow using the airbrush or a soft brush. I emphasize curves and contours to create a three-dimensional effect. I also use textures brushes to give the fish scales a wet look. So to enhance the 3D effect, utilize sketch bending modes and gradients. Experiment with different bending modes to bend the shadow layers seamlessly with the base shape. Gradients can add subtle variations in color and tone, further enhancing the illusions of curvature and volume. Careful attention to the placement and intensity of shadows is essential. Darker shadows on the edges and the lighter ones in center help to create a realistic presentation of form. Remember that these techniques relies on visual tricks. It's not true 3D modeling. Simple shapes like spheres and cubes are relatively easy to achieve. More complex shapes requires more layers and careful planning. While Sketch isn't designed for true 3D modeling, with patience and practice, you can create convincing 3D-like illusions using its 2D tools and effects.